17 minutes before the hour. I've been trying to put this together for quite some time, and we're glad to have with us this morning Matt Hubbard, who Matt wears a lot of hats with the City Board of Education. He's a longtime educator and basketball, baseball, and football guy, and now then he heads up all the projects, capital projects that go on with the school system. And Matt, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Jimmy Dale.
Always good to see you. And Matt and I have been friends a long time, and it is good to see him this morning. Back in the days when he was a basketball coach at Sylacauga High School, when we were scrambling just to find paint, right?
That's exactly. I remember those days. Those were good days. We've come a long way since then.
Yeah. What projects are going on now? And I guess more than anything, people want to know first and foremost about the football stadium.
Right. Well, to jump into Legion Stadium, that's what we call our Phase 3 athletic project. And, what we're going to start working on, or the work that you've already seen going on at Legion Stadium, on the stadium itself. They've cleaned the stadium, pressure washed it. They're starting to put a ceiling on there. The bleachers have been removed. They've been working on the interior of the stadium as well, doing some demolition work. You've seen the old soccer locker room that's been demolished. And so they're getting prepared to do all of the major renovations to the stadium itself. We have the artificial turf that's going to be coming in prior to the season over the summer. And the turf will be in place for the season. The bleachers will be in place for the season. New press box, or I shouldn't say new, but renovated press box, that'll be complete prior to the season. The majority of the work on the interior, the inside, is going to be complete prior to the season. We have a new concession stand that's going to be added to, there we go, it's going to be added to the side of the field house, the Tom Calvin field house. That part of the project will not be 100% complete at the time that the football season begins. So we're going to have some logistics we're going to have to work out with, foot control, crowd control, and where we enter and exit the stadium, those type things. But we may finish that project during the course of the season.
Legion Stadium's been there a long time. I don't know exactly when it was built, but it's been there a long time.
In the 40s. It was in the 40s, so you're looking at, somewhere around 80 years worth.
So you're looking at the stadium and you see some of the early renovations, and you took those windows out. What's going to be happening there? Yeah,
we're going to come back with some archways. There's still going to be windows there, but it'll have an archway kind of a kind of look to it, and the aesthetic of it's going to be a really nice look to the front of that stadium when it's complete.
Well, not only that, but from the Main Avenue side, boy, there's a lot of work been going on there too.
That's exactly right. You've got that's actually what we call our athletics phase 1 work, where we did a lot of work to the soccer field. That started back last summer, where we renovated the soccer press box, concession stand. We've actually moved that field a little bit. You've seen the new field goal post for football, or new soccer goals, new soccer scoreboard. And another part of that project of Phase 1 athletics was the new north parking lot as well. So all of that is complete. The teams are using that now, and also using the multi-purpose field to the north of our soccer field. So it's a very rewarding feeling to go out there in the afternoons and you see our boys and girls soccer programs utilizing that area, that space right now.
Today is a big day for Sylacauga High School, the west side, the Norton Avenue side.
Right. We've got just here in a couple of hours, we've got our final inspection on Phase 3, and Phase 3 work at Sylacauga High School includes what we all know as the old gym.
Can
gym.
I tell you something about that old gym?
Yes.
Back in the day, I had my only double-double of my career. I played at B.B. Comer. I had my only double-double of my career in that year, and it's probably etched in there somewhere.
Oh, wow. I'm sure, if those walls could speak.
Fortunately, they don't. But.
Yeah, that's true. But that gym has been totally, completely renovated. We've replaced the hardwood floor in there with a rubberized floor. It's going to be our main PE gym and volleyball, and of course all of our other sports will rotate through there on a when they need it, as needed basis. We've got new bleachers in there. Of course, it's been painted. new heating and cooling that's in that space as well. We have two new locker rooms with the coaches' offices. A lot of storage on that end of the building now. We also have I reckon you would say the primary part of that first phase is our new media center, and it is just phenomenal.
What is that about?
Where the library used to be, we've just extended that, and they've gained. I forget the exact square footage that they've gained, but when you walk in, it's it's up to date with technology. Kids, they're going to be able to plug in devices, charge devices, and we have learning stations that will be part of that media center. And what you hope is that your media center is kind of the heartbeat or the pulse of your school. And I think we're going to be able to accomplish that with this new media center.
Things have changed since you were in Attala, Alabama.
Oh yeah, long, a lot of change. Especially you see it a lot. It's a lot more evident on the technology side of things. And I still remember typing, on a typewriter. So these kids are learning keyboarding at elementary level now. So things in that regards changed a lot.
Speaking of elementary, it's not just the high school and not just Legion Stadium that's undergoing renovation either.
That's right. We're finishing up work on our new central office is right across the street here from TV 47. And we actually have our open house next Tuesday at 4 p.m. We have a ribbon cutting ceremony at 5, and that's followed by our board meeting at 5:30.
And of course, this location puts you on the thoroughfare in Sylacauga, and a lot of people drive by that building every day.
It's amazing to when you get out and about in our community and you're interacting with everyone, the comments that we get, just on the drive through on Highway 21, whether you're coming from south or from the north. If you're coming from the north headed south, you see beautiful Nichols Lawson Middle School. And then you come on down a little bit and you see beautiful Sylacauga High School, and you see the work going on Legion Stadium, which is going to be a beautiful facility when it's finished. You come on down the road a little bit and you see, a beautiful public library. You see our city hall. And now, finishing out the road down there, you see our new central office, So I'm very proud of where our community has come, or the school system has come, just in the 19, close to 20 years that I've been here. Because it shows if you're an outsider and you're driving through Sylacauga, you can't help but notice that this community supports its schools. Right. And, we're so very thankful and proud of that.
Certainly renovations on several different fronts, and a unique thing about Sylacauga and their baseball team, they share that baseball field with the Babe Ruth. That's kind of unique.
Well, it is. We're used to sharing in the school system because we've, with Legion Stadium, it's a city-owned stadium. We share that with the county and B.B. Comer High School, and with our baseball facility at the Babe Ruth field is what we call it. It's a city-owned field, and you've got two different entities using and utilizing that field. And, it's just, you see how those before us have always, worked together and collaborated and made those things work. And so now, it's our turn to ensure that those type things continue and that we all work together so the kids get the best benefit and the most use out of those facilities.
Now, the long-term process, the long-term goals for that baseball field, I know you can't go into it a whole lot, but
sure.
That's ongoing too.
Absolutely. We've actually started as part of our Phase 2 athletics work, which is actually the bulk of that work is a new concession stand, locker room for visiting football teams. And it also doubles as our boys and girls soccer locker rooms there on the other side of Legion Stadium. Part of that work includes enclosed batting cages at our softball field at Pinecrest and the baseball field. Excuse me. And so that work on the batting cages has begun, and that is a short-lived project. Once they get up out of the ground, it's probably going to take a week and a half to 2 weeks for that enclosed structure to be, completed and then be operational for use.
Matt Hubbard, our guest this morning. And Matt wears a lot of hats. He heads up the constructions that's going on, the corporate projects that are taking place throughout the school system. And you got to have a lot of good folks helping you and you helping others to make this work.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I have to say this, you know, Dr. Freeman's in his third year here in the Sylacauga City Schools system, and he has been a great mentor to me on these capital projects, you know, and I can't think of anyone better to work alongside. His knowledge and experience with capital projects is, in my opinion, it's second to none. Just fantastic, and very detailed, very thorough on how he plans for those and plans for the financing of capital projects. And also, you know, I've got boots on the ground in our maintenance and grounds director, and Mr. Johnny Gray. And Johnny kind of keeps everything, you know,
here
glued
since
together.
That stadium was built. Like that.
yeah. I'm sure he'll call you about that. No, but that's you have to have good folks that you're working with. You know, I'm also with working with our CMP program, and Miss Kelly Wasserman is over our CMP program, and she's the 2015 CMP director for the state of Alabama. Mm-hmm. So that lets you know they're the type of people that we have working in the school system. We have Mike Robinson, who's our executive director of technology, who works on these capital projects on the technology side, making sure everything's wired, cabled properly, and installed and ready to go for, you know, so that our media center is operational and those type things. And then of course I work with Nathaniel Seals, who will be retiring at the end of this year in transportation.
Okay.
So just phenomenal people we have in our school system as leaders, and they all do just an excellent job at what they do.
You've been a lifelong educator as far as your adult life is concerned. Where are we? Where do you see education in 2016 moving forward?
You know, that is a great question, because on the political side of it, we're under attack. I mean, public education is under attack on the political side. But on the reality side, public education's never been better. The standards that students are held to, the curriculum that our teachers are teaching, the students coming out of our four-year institutions and universities, our young teachers are better prepared than they've ever been. They hit the ground running. They are up to date on all technology use, and you see that being transferred into the classroom. I can speak from experience. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old who are in the school system, first grade at Indian Valley and fourth grade at Pinecrest. And when I go over their work, their math assignments and those things like that, they're doing math in the first and even in the fourth grade that I never even saw until I was in middle school. I mean, you know, and that may have been in the 7th and 8th grade. And so where we've come with that is just leaps and bounds from where we were just when I came through the public school system. So,
Matt, how do parents and grandparents adapt to these changing times in education?
Well, you know, it's the key. You know, the key to a child's successful public education experience, or any educational experience for that fact, you can go back 70 to 80 years. It is parental involvement. If parents or grandparents, whoever that guardian is, if they are involved in that student's educational process, you're just about going to guarantee that student's success. I mean, the research on that is, you know, it's out there. You can go check it out. But that number one factor is going to be parental involvement. So if things aren't going the way that you like with your child's public school education, you know, we invite you down. We encourage you, come talk to us, come speak to us, because that's our role. As long as if we know something, then we can address it. If we don't know there's an issue or a problem, then we can't address it. But public education is set up now from an operational perspective, from a functionality, if you will, to meet students where they are on a day-to-day basis.
Matt Hubbard, our guest this morning for Sylacauga City Board of Education. You know, Matt, we all look at it, and the bottom line is it's dollars. You know, and with any board, you know, you look at, well, can we do this, and how can we do this?
You know, Jimmy Dale, again, it's a great question. You know, we live in a small town, small rural community in central Alabama. We've got a long-standing tradition of just, great pride in our community. You look at what Margaret Morton's been able to accomplish with SAFE and the Sylacauga Alliance and so forth. But it all goes back to just as far as the financial support, it goes back to having that community support. A year and a half ago, Dr. Freeman and I, we were out doing the PR campaign for the property tax extension. Well, that property tax extension passed with 83%, and that's unheard of in today's times, especially with the political assault that you see on public education. So to me, that was just a huge victory, and it was a victory for our community because it's saying we support our children. We want to do what's right for our children and for our future generations. And so when you have that type of support, that property tax extension has provided that financial support that we needed in order to do these athletic renovations and other renovations at Indian Valley Elementary School and Pinecrest School.
Okay. Longtime friend Matt Hubbard, our guest this morning here on Daybreak. Matt, always a pleasure, sir, and thanks for coming by.
Thank you, Jimmy Dale.